We drive east and south of camp amid the golden prairie grasses. Condor country is wild and big. And here, we're going to look for Condor 895. That is, if we can find him.
A new book, another adventure for award-winning author Sy Montgomery. Condor Comeback is the latest in her Scientists in the Field series. Montgomery doesn't just observe, she's a doer.
Because I was holding the feet, I was directly in the line of fire for two somewhat nervous birds. I was pooped on twice. Want to play with it?
That's nothing for Montgomery, who's looked a great white in the eye, chased cheetahs in Africa, and tracked snow leopards in Mongolia. At home in Hancock, New Hampshire, she delights in the company of Thurber, her playful canine. But back to condors, and a story Montgomery learned about at the Santa Barbara Zoo.
One of the most exciting things that they were doing was participating in the condor comeback. Because in the 80s, there were only 27 condors left on Earth. There were 22 in the wild, the rest were in captivity, and the decision was made to bring them into captivity and try to breed them up. They're just magnificent birds. Their wingspan is 10 feet. They can glide without flapping for miles. They can fly 55 miles an hour. They soar to these great heights. They really dwell in the air. They really own heaven. They can live to be 70. And when I look at it, even a young condor, it's impossible not to think of an old wizard.
In Condor Comeback, Sy Montgomery and photographer Tian Strombach bring to life the efforts of scientists and even school children to save these prehistoric-looking wonders of nature. Equal parts human vision and human blindness, she writes.
They used to be as far east as some parts of Florida. Their range began to shrink, but no one knew why. It was a great mystery. Scientists thought, well, people must be shooting them. Others thought scientists who wanted to have a condor egg for their collection might be responsible for the shrinking numbers.
Not long ago, the answer surfaced: death by lead from lead bullets in what they consume.
They don't eat the bullet, but when a lead bullet enters the body of its victim, it leaves a trail like a comet's tail of toxic lead. And the other thing that is killing them is micro-trash, little bits of trash, gum wrappers and pop tops. The parent condors, who are very solicitous, bring things back to the nest, and the babies eat these, and it gums up their crop, and they can't eat, and they die of starvation. Here in New England, lead poisoning is the leading cause of death in loons. It's lead from lead sinkers and other fishing tackle.
We first met Sy Montgomery and her then pig Christopher Hogwood in 1994. At the time, another Christopher Hogwood conducted Boston's Handel and Haydn Society.
He's named after the famous conductor because pigs love classical music.
Montgomery later wrote a loving memoir, The Good, Good Pig.
With all of these books, I fall in love with my study subject. The more you know them, the more you're surprised and dazzled and inspired. Isn't he handsome?
Travels in Turtle Time is Montgomery's next book.
There's so many wonderful species of turtles right here.
Whatever the species, close to home or far away, Montgomery says there's always something new to learn.
One of the things that I wanted to pass on in the book is that no matter what your talent, no matter what your background, whether you're a lab scientist or even if you're a school child, you can be part of this fabulous comeback, bringing back from extinction in the wild a creature that was gone. And that's a huge, powerful thing.